Alright, good morning. John with Gelvin Garage Doors here. About to show you guys how to change a spring. Alrighty. First thing we're going to do is we're going to grab our vice grips. Any vice grips. Opener looks like it's set too high. We're going to check that. We're going to go like this. We did this to get the car out of the garage. Now, go to the center of the door. Don't do this with a heavier door. Okay, get some tools out. Boom, boom. Grab the ratchet gun. I think that's open now. I didn't do it all. Winding bars. Okay. First thing we're gonna do is go to the spring that's not broken. Get it loose. There's another way to do this, but I'm not going to show you guys how to do it that way. More dangerous. Boom. Boom. I'm going to take a step down off the ladder. Boom. And just unwind it. Go slow. Been doing this for a while. No use in trying to go fast. Unless you're comfortable with your winding bars. Some guys use a sure winder. I like my winding bars. I'm actually faster with a winding bar than a sure winder because I don't use it every day. Okay, you got that done. You set your winding bars back in your bag, and then you'll go over here to the broken spring, loosen up these set screws. And then you want to basically check this, make sure it's sliding. Okay. And then we're going to go over here. Get that loose. Take your cable. And this is what I always like to do. Take my cable. Pull it through the top bracket. Boom, slide that. So this is how I do it. There's probably other ways to do this too, but this is just how my process. Tuck the cable in. Boom. And then you're gonna check. So it definitely wants to go this way. So that's free. So you slide your shaft. You basically take all your set screws off, slide your shaft. Make sure everything's unwound. Pretty simple. And then check the battery. Get your impact driver. 9/16. And by the way, we just did all the set screws to 7/16. So you want to go to the middle of the center bearing plate right here. A lot of guys use a wrench. I use my fingers. Ooh. Spring put me in forward. Take these apart. Okay. On your J-bar. Now everything's accessible for you to slide off. Slide that off. Center bearing. I like to set it right here just so I don't lose it. Set screws. Make sure these are loose. If they're not, you know, all the way out and they're just a little bit, it could trick you and then it won't slide on the shaft. So black goes on the right, red goes on the left. Another trick is when you're winding, if you look at your cone, the wire should be pointing up when you're winding. So right hand wound goes on the left, left hand wound goes on the right. Set screws. A lot of times these set screws like to fall out too. If they fall out, you basically just want to take them and steal them from the other springs. Not a big deal. Slide that back in. Go back where you're in the center. Line it up with the end bearing plate. Oops. Just want to get past that divot. If those divots are too bad, you can also take a file or a grinding wheel, a cutoff wheel. You can grind them down. It's pretty easy to do. You just want to get the ridges so the shaft's not so squared. That basically tells me that the last guy was using an impact, or he was overdoing it with his wrench. You know, a lot of videos have come out from other garage door sources, and they say that, you know, impact doesn't cause that much damage. Well, it does. That's why I'm only using my impact for right here. You want to pull this a little forward. You kind of want to have an even plane. You don't want it all the way back up against the jamb. Yeah, recommended. Feel comfortable with a wrench, use a wrench. It's your best bet. Or you can buy this ratchet right here. Ratchet never fails. Grab a pair of vice grips. Take a cable. And this is what I always do. I always take the cable, go like this, get her on there tight. Check the back of the cable to make sure that little grommet or ferrule isn't poking out of the side, because if it's poking out of the side, it can get caught on the end bearing plate. Ask me how I know. Okay, so you want to tighten this down. Put this on here like that. Make sure it's tight. Lock them down. So you got one side set. The other side you're going to go over. The shaft is no longer freely moving. See, it's not freely moving. So you want to just do this one hand tight. Like I said, check the ferrule, make sure it's not poking out. Some guys kink them. I've never seen a reason to. Let's go over a little. Okay, there we go. Grab your winding bars and ratchet gun. Okay, so 7 foot high door. These are 225 by 2 by 26. Those are 218 by 2 by 23s. I don't recommend putting those on these. Basically, like I'd put a 218 on here if there was like one strut, or if there was no struts, I'd put a 218 of a different size. This has 3 struts. It's a pretty heavy door. These are the stock springs I carry, 225 by 26. Always weigh your door out unless you're a professional and you understand that, you know, you have commons and uncommons and stuff like that. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 27, 28. Okay. You always want to take your hand a little bit off. Stretch it out a little bit. Sure those are nice and tight. Still on those divots. So you just want to check it. It's a little heavy, but it'll still go up just like it's kind of a hair. And that's kind of like how I know where I'm supposed to be at, because you know that if one spring's making it just a little heavy and it's going up just a hair and it's not like going up super fast or trying to come up on its own, that's how I know I don't have too much tension on there. Or not at all. Like if I put one spring on here and it's not barely lifting the door, then I know that like the next one's not going to help it get very much further ahead most of the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more turn. Here, you guys got tired of listening to me count, so I know one more turn is 4. So like that. Okay. stretch her out a bit. This is just so the spring's not rubbing against itself. Just barely going up. Kind of floats right there at the bottom. Okay, so then you're gonna go over here. Slice your boss. Okay, still a little heavy. So we're a little bit off. So loosen it up. Take one. Back. So I'm gonna go 2 more on this. Some guys argue with me about this. I have to grab a wrench for that. Some guys are super precise with this. You know, it's not necessarily necessary when the springs that were on here before were low cycle and super short. Okay, so get that going. Those springs probably don't lift as much either. Lost tension faster. But you know, everybody knows best, so it's all up to opinion. So then we're going to take this. We're going to go 1. We're going to go 2. 1 more. They're even. So we're at 30. I'm recommended always go to 28. You can always kind of go up from 28. Not always really go down. You see how the door stops right there? That's how we know it's balanced. And it's not hard to pull down, so I know I'm not off at all. It's not going up on its own. Boom. Cables didn't come off. You always go up. Run it a couple times, make sure it's not catching on anything. Go over here. Boom. Level. Kind of knew this was level, but cable. Okay. So then we're gonna okay, so that needs to go down. Okay. So springs are good to go. I'm gonna reset this opener. If you need garage door springs and you're in the Omaha metro area, call 402-594-3862. And thank you. Have a great day. Gelvin Garage Doors.